Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to the Madness of Mishy. Sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and get into this next video.
Before you blew up.
I didn't follow you. I heard
and it's okay. You don't have to follow me. There are lots of people.
Okay. But you're telling me that these people are telling you this. Now you saying you follow me and you watch this.
Netta, let me just be clear about this. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. When you were doing those videos in that clothing store, before you had your surgery, because I'm going back some years. When you did the video in the clothing store, when you did the video in Walmart. Oh, you didn't do the video in the clothing store?
You said what?
The video in the clothing store and the video in Walmart.
The clothing store.
Yes, you walked into a clothing store. You said, "Oh, you trying to take my man," and I don't play this about you trying to take my man.
Okay, but that's the old videos. What about
exactly?
Okay,
so
I used to watch. Okay, that's great.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So I used to watch the old videos. You then lost weight. You blew up. Netta, you have changed since you blown up. I'm okay with it because guess what? When I became a millionaire, I changed too. So
What did I change from? What did I change from? If you would have knew me back in the day, I did the same thing I'm doing today. I fucked with people online. I did all of it. I did.
As somebody who used to watch your video, now you asked me a question. Allow me to answer you.
I'm listening to you.
As your presentation has changed greatly from who you were to who you are now. And hold on before you respond. I have. And I'm not backpedaling and pussy popping. The other day, I had an hour-long conversation about you. And the reason I had a conversation about you is because I actually felt sorry for the way you were treated by Tia. I actually told my audience, you know what? I don't think this is right. This is not a fight that I believe Netta could stand in against Tia. And I think that the whole situation was wrong. I told my entire audience this the other day.
They don't show the good stuff.
Of course they don't.
It's that's what it is. So they're not going to show me what you say.
Let me finish. Allow me to finish, please. Okay. I want to get to your answer. Your presentation has changed. You were never this confrontational. You were never this up in terms of always having to defend yourself. I understand.
Really? Social media can you wasn't watching me.
Baby, I used to. You were never like this.
I always had to defend myself from ever since day one, since 2020.
If I had heard as a follower the way this display is when I was watching those videos before, I would have never continued to watch.
Everybody keeps
this
talking about plates. I didn't start off cooking plates.
I know you did.
No,
I recognize that. I know you didn't. But this level of always having to be combative with people, this level of that is what's turning a lot of people off. So when you ask me how you've changed, Netta, your display with this being combative was never like this before.
Because when guess what? Maybe Netta got tired.
I understand. Maybe I got tired. But I also feel like, as a previous follower, that you cannot ostracize the same community that you want to support you. These are the same people that you're posting videos saying, watch my videos, consume my content, but it's also the same audience you're ostracizing. And as somebody who makes his living from social media, I recognize the danger in that. And as somebody who has built a successful brand like you have built, like you're trying to do or you are doing, I recognize the danger in that. So I just wanted to tell you that's how much I've noticed the change from who you were before to who you are now. And it's turned a lot of people off. Initially,
it really doesn't matter.
Okay,
then it doesn't matter. My thing about them, have you seen my numbers?
But do you know why you have those numbers? Because what I want you to do, show me those numbers in cash.
Oh, you want to show it in cash? Oh, I don't have cash.
I know, baby. Show me those things. These numbers don't mean nothing.
Yes, it does, because these numbers is what get me paid.
If you can't put these comments into cash, if you're not running a successful business, if you can't go to the bank on this shit, what's the use in being on social media? What's the use? Because right now, Netta, from me to you, everybody is laughing at you.
It doesn't.
Everybody.
No, everybody's not laughing at me.
Okay.
Only those ones that got the problem is doing a lot of laughing at me, because
who has the problem? Where's the problem coming from? Who has the problem?
The problem is coming from I never got on here with no problem with no one. Everybody had the problem with me, whether I was quiet or if I talked to them or fucked with them, they had a problem.
But you realize this is what social media is.
And that's why I do it for them now, because this is what they want. So this is what I'm gonna get. Everybody go and they make a bag.
But what about you? What about you? What about what's inside of your heart,
my heart
that says
good?
So you're totally fine with this abrasive display, this always fighting. Every video that we see that comes across our screen is you agitated and on 15. You're okay with this?
I'm okay.
Then I have enough
to say. I'm
good.
That's the biggest thing about it. Keep talking how my skin is and built and all that other stuff. I don't care this is what people say about me, about my skin and stuff. it has been talked about and discussed for years. So that's not nothing they can do to break me down. I don't go in my room at nighttime and go and cry.
I followed you before you.
So you saw the exchange just now between Darius and Miss Netta. If you know anything about Darius, I've been following him for years. If you know anything about Darius, you know that he is an influencer who has come up and is now a millionaire. He started by cooking, and he cooks very well. He makes some delicious dishes, and he has a cooking show. He now has an app. He has cookbooks. He has cookware. He has aprons. He has various things like that are all for the kitchen and all cooking based and all things that can, help you up your cooking game. I love him. He's a great creator. I have no issues with him. However, his career path and his social media path, I guess to say, was not without its fair share of dramatic events. When I say that, I mean he had been accused of stealing recipes on numerous occasions, which nothing came of that because this man was not stealing recipes. Just like he stated, he got recipes from his grandmother's kitchen because that's who he grew up with and that's who he grew up with cooking. And she is the one who taught him everything he knows about the kitchen. So he's like, these are my grandmother's recipes. Who am I stealing recipes from? Well, if your grandmother had the same recipe, your grandmother had the same recipe. Does it mean that I stole your recipe? I mean, it's food, so it's really hard to steal a recipe that's not unique. I mean, like collard greens, come on now. So that's why that just was thrown out the window. And he's been accused of fraud on different things. And none of those things have held any weight and none of them stuck. They weren't like glue. They didn't stick to him. And I've always been a fan of his, and I love him as a creator. So with him having the knowledge of going through his fair share of things and how people will treat you and how people will just basically rake you over the coals, he tried to come to Miss Netta in a friendly way from a good place and, from a place of knowledge. But of course, Miss Netta, being the know-it-all that she tends to be, decided that she had an answer for every suggestion. She had a comeback for everything that he was saying. You saw it. It was like it was an argument to her. And it wasn't an argument. It was somebody who's been in that position of being ridiculed and crucified online, and who made it through, and who still, has a few people that try to come at him, trying to give you advice of how to come through these things and make it through these things and how to handle it and how to cope. And all you could do was run your mouth, have an answer for everything, even though you don't know because you haven't been in the limelight long enough, and just be really, if you put it lightly, just fucking offensive. Excuse my language. Like, I'm trying to come to you from a good place, and you're telling me, oh, you haven't been watching me. You don't know because you haven't been watching me. And I'm telling you, I'm a fan of yours. I've been watching you. I used to watch you. But what has turned me off, because it is good to know what has turned you off from people, especially a big influencer like Darius Cooks. Okay? It is good to know exactly what it is that has turned people off from you, so you could try to make a comeback, try to make a turnaround, because let's be real. Right now, social media is your bread and butter. It really is. So for you to piss off people who have been your fans makes zero sense to me. Like, why would you piss off the people that have had your back? So Darius really tried to come to her from a place of love and like give her some advice, and she would basically hear none of it. Like she had all the answers. She knew everything. She had out a formula. She was cocky, if you ask me. And just unable to be taught. You have to be teachable. And they teach us that from a very young age. That you have to be teachable and you have to be willing to learn. But if you're not, then you have the attitude that Miss Netta has. You have the attitude that she has. Right now, it's a bigger creator, Shalakimia, an up-and-coming creator, who she attacked behind Charles for no reason. And now, you got Shalakimia started. And I don't blame her. Because now she's defending herself against you because you were nasty to her for no reason. And then when you apologize, your apology wasn't sincere. It was like, let me apologize because this girl is a big creator and I got heat coming down on me. That's all that was. And let me apologize because I really do look stupid because, yeah, she wasn't trying to talk to my husband. And she wasn't being inappropriate. And I attacked her and cussed her out for no reason. And even though she didn't cuss Darius out the way she did Shalakimia, she does not take advice. She does not listen. And that's problematic. You have to be willing to listen and you have to be open. And you have to be up for constructive criticism. And she isn't. She isn't. And she has to do better. And until she does better, she's going to keep failing. Her popularity will decline. And her supporters are going to really start to see, yeah, maybe I shouldn't follow her because she doesn't have the best energy. And let me tell you something. Energy is everything. No matter what you're doing, energy is everything. And if your energy is bad, it's going to come out. And it's going to come out in the worst ways. And you are going to turn people off. But who am I? I'm not a big creator. So, I'm just little old me. And nobody knows me. But at the same time, I am observant. I am of good age. As a matter of fact, I believe I'm older than Miss Netta. I believe I'm older than she is. So, I definitely know a few things. I'm not just talking to be talking. I'm not just saying anything just to be saying anything. I have a bit of knowledge, and I've been on this earth a long time, thank God. And I hope I'm here a very, very much long time. Very, very much more time on earth. Much longer on earth. I couldn't talk for a minute, y'all. Excuse me, good expression. But really. So I know a little something. She has to do better. She has to learn to take criticism. And especially if it's a constructive criticism and it's being given to you in a positive light. She has a way of turning everything negative, and that's not good. Miss Netta got to check her energy, for real. Because in the grand scheme of things, just like they say, you are the problem. And in these instances, she is definitely the problem. Not everybody else. Not everybody attacking you. Not everybody on your head. Miss Netta, you are definitely the problem. You might not want to hear it. You might not care what I have to say because I'm a small creator, but you're the problem. And I said what I said. That's what it is. I came, I saw, I conquered, and I appreciate you all for taking the time to watch, comment, like, and most importantly, to subscribe. Remember, support is a verb. I really love y'all, and until the next time, make sure you pray, slay, and seize the day.